Have you ever wondered if you said or did something that made a girl lose interest in you and potentially ruined your chances with her? Well, it's possible that you didn't even notice it unless you understand what turns girls off. Today, we're delving into the world of dating and discussing the things that can be major turnoffs for girls. These might be mistakes that you're unintentionally making. It's essential to pay attention and learn, even if it feels a bit uncomfortable. But the good news is that by gaining this understanding, you can significantly improve your chances of success in dating. All right, we're just about to get to the best part of our video. Hold on a moment. Make sure to subscribe to my channel before we jump in. It's super easy, and by subscribing, you'll stay updated with all my new videos. You won't want to miss any of the exciting content I have planned. So, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and let's dive into the most thrilling part of our video. Watch the entire video to learn about the main habits that women don't like. Let's dig into these habits and understand more about this topic. Number 13, not being too much of a gentleman. All right, guys, let's get straight to the point. We're going to talk about the small but important things that you might overlook, but believe me, they're crucial. It's these little gestures that make a bigger impact than any fancy words you might say. We're starting with basic manners. Yes, you heard it. Simple, everyday manners. This isn't about the high-end stuff like choosing the right fork at a fancy dinner. No, it's about the real basics, like holding doors, pulling out chairs, and offering a hand when she's carrying something heavy. Now, don't just dismiss this thinking it's silly. Listen up. These things matter. They show that you respect her and are willing to prioritize her comfort over yours. It's not about treating her as if she's delicate. Women are strong and capable. They can definitely manage on their own. But that doesn't mean they wouldn't appreciate some assistance once in a while. Number 12, lying about small things. Okay, let's talk about another big no-no, lying. You might not think it's a big deal, but it really is. You might think a small fib here and there is harmless, but it's not. Girls have an incredible ability to detect lies. They're like expert detectives. So, trying to lie is a losing game. The problem with lying isn't just the lie itself, but what it does to trust. When you lie, you're breaking trust. And once trust is broken, it's super hard to rebuild. I'm not just talking about huge lies. Even little ones can slowly chip away at trust, like saying you're studying when you're actually gaming, or blaming traffic when you just slept in. These small lies might not seem like a big deal, but they pile up. Eventually, she'll start doubting everything you say. To keep a girl's interest, you need to be honest. Be clear and own up when you make mistakes. If you don't want to do something, just say it. She'll respect your honesty way more than any small lie you tell. Number 11, being clingy. Here's the deal. Constantly texting a woman and sticking to her like glue pretty much says you've got nothing else going on. Being needy isn't charming, it's actually quite awkward. If you think following her around is a way to show love, think again. It just comes across as you being desperate. Neediness isn't about love. It's about lacking something in your life. No one wants to feel like they're just there to keep you entertained. She's not looking to be just a piece in your puzzle of boredom. Here's what you need to understand. A woman wants to see that you have your own life, your own interests and friends. It's not about playing games. It's about showing you're a complete person, not someone searching for another to complete them. So rather than acting like her personal aide, focus on your own life. Have your own hobbies, spend time with your friends, and give her space too. A relationship is about being equals, not a solo act. Be confident and self-sufficient. That's what's really appealing. We've all been there. You find someone you really like, and suddenly you want to spend every moment with them. You're constantly texting them, showing up where they are, and dropping your plans just to see them. You think it's sweet, but from her point of view, it can be overwhelming. Let's get this straight. Being clingy isn't romantic. It's about insecurity and trying to control. It's like you're saying, I can't be complete without you. I need you to fill up something missing in me. Plus, I want all your time so no one else can have it. That's a huge burden to put on someone. It's overwhelming and frightening. Remember, she's her own person with her own life. She needs room to breathe and be herself. If you're always there, always demanding her attention, she'll feel boxed in. What happens when we feel boxed in? We want to get out. We run away. So if you don't want her to pull away, give her some space. Let her miss you a little. Allow her to have her own life while you focus on yours. It's healthy to be apart and do your own things. It shows you're confident in yourself and the relationship. It shows you trust her. Number 10, lack of ambition. You don't need to be super rich or the boss of a big company to show you're ambitious. It's really about how you approach life. Are you the guy who's okay with a go-nowhere job, just gaming or drifting through life without a plan? Or are you the one who's always pushing yourself, learning new things, and aiming to improve? Think about which one girls are likely to prefer. Ambition isn't just about your paycheck or job title. It speaks volumes about who you are. It shows you're full of motivation, determination, and focus. You're not just going with the flow, you want to stand out, to make a difference. If a girl sees that you're driven, that's attractive. A lack of ambition is like saying, "I'm fine with being average." And trust me, being average is not appealing. It comes across as lazy, dull, and unreliable. No girl wants to be with someone who's not going anywhere. Number 9, not taking care of your appearance. Let's get straight to it. Not grooming properly isn't just about looks. It sends a strong message about who you are and what you value. If you don't take care of how you look, it shows you don't respect yourself. You might think skipping basic grooming is being laid back, but it really seems like you don't care about yourself. If you turn up smelling like you haven't showered, it's not just off-putting, it's inconsiderate. It's about showing respect for the time and presence of others. Consider this: she's put effort into looking her best. If you don't do the same, it doesn't look like you value equality or respect in the relationship. Also, grooming is a sign of maturity. You wouldn't be pleased if your date showed up with dirty hair and a bad smell, right? The same standard applies to you. And don't start saying it's too much effort. This is basic stuff, the absolute minimum. If you can't manage this, you've got a lot more to work on. It's important to take basic care of your appearance. Things like showering regularly, wearing clean clothes, and getting a good haircut matter. Think about it. Would you be drawn to a girl who didn't brush her teeth or wear clean clothes? Probably not. The same applies to what girls think of guys. Your appearance is the first thing people notice. It's part of how you show yourself to the world. Neglecting your appearance is like saying, "I don't care about myself, so why should anyone else?" Just take a little time each day to look after yourself. Brush your teeth, fix your hair, put on clothes that are clean and fit well. It's not a big effort, but it has a big impact. It shows self-respect, and that earns respect from others. Girls notice guys who are tidy and take pride in how they look. It makes you more noticeable and attractive. It's a sign that you've got your life in order, and that's definitely appealing. Number 8, eating like a pig. It might seem obvious, but a lot of guys don't get this right. When you're out eating, whether at a restaurant or just having a sandwich in the park, keep in mind that you're in public, not alone in the wilderness. You're on display. Eating like you're competing in a food contest? That's a no. Speaking with food in your mouth? Absolutely not. Forgetting to use your napkin? These aren't just poor manners. They tell any girl watching that you don't care about the people around you. And let's face it, it's unappealing. Nobody wants to watch someone loudly eating and slurping their meal. It's not a good look. It's definitely not attractive. So take it easy, chew with your mouth closed, and mind your manners. Trust me, she'll appreciate it. Number 7, not having diverse activities. Let's talk about not having a variety of activities. Maybe you love football more than anything, or you're always gaming in your free time. That's great. It's good to have something you're passionate about. But what if that's your only interest? That's where the issue lies. Girls are drawn to guys who are well-rounded, who have various hobbies, who can talk about different topics. When your world revolves around just one thing, you might come across as dull, predictable, and not very exciting. And it's pretty clear, no girl wants to date someone who's dull. Number 6, being sad or depressed. Let's talk about the habit of always being down or gloomy. Life is definitely full of ups and downs. We all have tough times, doubts, and days when it feels like everything's against us. But here's the thing, you can't let these negative feelings define you. Always being gloomy, constantly posting sad things online, or always talking about how tough life is isn't appealing. It's really draining for those around you. Do you think girls want to be with someone who's always unhappy? They don't. They're looking for someone who's positive, who can bring them up instead of dragging them down. You might want to brush this off, but you could also see it as a wake-up call. Start working on improving yourself. Nobody's perfect. We all have things we need to work on. The key to success in love and in life is recognizing your weaknesses and having the drive to change them. We're halfway through the video now. Before we continue, here's a quick reminder. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. That way, you'll stay updated with all the cool and new content I upload. Okay, with that out of the way, let's dive back into the video. Number 5, arrogance and self-centeredness. Let's address something that's definitely not scoring you any points: being too full of yourself. Sure, being confident is great, but turning every chat into a chance to show off is a risky move. Nobody wants to hear a non-stop talk about your achievements, your stuff, or how great you think you are. Do you really believe she's interested in that? It's okay to talk about your successes if she asks, but if that's all you've got for conversation, you're missing the mark. She's not going to be impressed. Here's the thing. Real confidence doesn't need to constantly prove itself. It doesn't have to keep telling everyone how amazing it is. Remember what Stephen Hawking said, something like, "The biggest sign of a lack of intelligence is bragging about being smart." That's the gist. It's about being interested in her, asking about her life, and finding things you both can relate to. A conversation isn't just you talking non-stop. And honestly, nobody's impressed with how many expensive cars you have if you can't even hold a proper conversation. Number 4, being too aggressive. Let's make one thing clear. Respecting boundaries is crucial. It's not just a trendy term. It's about showing real respect. And don't underestimate the importance of respect. That's what attracts women who are truly worth it. Disregarding her boundaries is like a direct insult to her. Whether it's invading her personal space, prying into topics she's not ready to talk about, or pushing her into things she's uncomfortable with, you're showing a complete lack of sensitivity and thoughtfulness. Think about it from your perspective. You wouldn't like it if someone ignored your personal and emotional boundaries, right? Well, she feels the same. When you cross her boundaries, it tells her that your desires are more important than her feelings. If you really want to catch her interest, start paying attention to what she's communicating. Listen to her, give her space, and handle her feelings with care. It's about making her feel respected, understood, and valued. No woman will stay with someone who constantly disregards her comfort zones. To put it bluntly, being aggressive is a complete turnoff. When you overstep boundaries or invade someone's personal space, it's a clear signal for any smart woman to head for the hills. Think about it. How would you feel if someone got too close for comfort or pressured you into things you didn't want to do? Not great, right? Well, it's the same for her. Coming on too strong doesn't make you seem confident or in control. It makes you look like a guy who doesn't care about her feelings. So, take it down a notch. I am for a sense that's relaxed, fun, and respectful. Show her that you understand and respect her limits, and that her comfort is important to you. Remember, no woman will want to spend time with you, much less be in a relationship, if she doesn't feel at ease around you in public. Number 3, oversharing too soon. Let's address another error many make, reveling too much about themselves too quickly. Opening up is key, yes, but dumping all your emotional stuff on her right from the start can be too much, even off-putting. Imagine someone you've just met bombarding you with their deepest problems and past issues. It's not the best first impression, right? Well, she feels the same. Sharing too much too soon is like overwhelming her with your emotional load and expecting her to handle it all. Instead of laying it all out like you're on a reality TV show, pace yourself. Grow the connection gradually. Get to know each other step by step, allowing the sharing to happen organically. Being open is good, but it's also important to let her learn about you at a comfortable speed for both of you. Keep a bit of mystery about yourself. Not showing all your cards at once can actually make you more intriguing to her. The more she's curious about you and the less she knows, the more appealing you become. Number 2, trying too hard. I understand you want to make a good impression, but here's the reality check. Always craving her approval, drowning her in gifts like you're Santa Claus, or going to extreme lengths just to be at her beck and call. Well, that's a fast track to getting permanently stuck in the friend zone. Let's get real for a moment, brutally real. It screams insecurity louder than a frightened puppy. When you're trying too hard, it's like you're pleading for validation. And trust me, it's obvious. All those women can see it, and let me tell you, it's about as appealing as a damp slice of bread. Rather than groveling for her attention, work on being confident in who you are. Confidence, that's the key. Be real, be yourself, and let her see the true you. When you're authentic and not seeking constant validation, she's more likely to be attracted to you naturally. But if you're putting on a desperate act, well, don't be shocked if she's running in the opposite direction. Authenticity is what you should aim for. Number 1, being indecisive. Not being able to make up your mind about where to have dinner, which movie to watch, or even what to wear might seem cute for a few minutes. However, perpetual indecisiveness is a major romance dampener. Let's delve into why. To start, when you can't make simple decisions, it sends a signal of low confidence. Every time you say, "I don't know, whatever you want," she hears, "I can't take charge and make a decision." While compromise is important in a relationship, if you're always avoiding making choices, it doesn't come across as charming or confident. Furthermore, if you struggle with making small decisions, how can she have confidence in you for the important ones? Your constant maybes don't just portray you as unsure and insecure, they paint you as unreliable. It's like being consistently late, but on an emotional level. While it may seem minor, over time, these little hesitations and delays accumulate, transforming your indecisiveness into a significant doubt about your dependability. Needless to say, that's a turnoff, whether it's on a first date or in a long-term relationship. By steering clear of these blunders, you're not just upping your odds of catching her eye, but also demonstrating that you're a guy who respects and comprehends her limits, priorities, and wishes. So go ahead, champ, and make me proud. If you have made it this far, comment below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.